Ethan Cole was last seen on a rainy Tuesday night entering the elevator of his apartment building at 11:47 p.m. He looked tired but calm, holding a small bag of groceries in his left hand. According to the building's CCTV, Ethan pressed the button for the 12th floor. But instead of going up, the elevator began descending slowly, far below the basement level. 10 seconds later, the display flickered and showed a floor that didn't exist on any blueprint. Floor 0. When the doors opened, all cameras glitched except one, which captured only a faint silhouette standing in a dim hallway. Ethan stepped out without hesitation, and no one ever saw him again. Detectives initially believed Ethan had simply used a broken service level. But when engineers inspected the elevator system, they confirmed it physically could not go below the basement. The building had no floor 0, no hidden rooms, and no secret construction beneath it. The CCTV footage became the center of the investigation, but experts ruled out editing or tampering. Even stranger, Ethan's grocery bag was found the next morning at the elevator entrance, but his phone was discovered 3 floors above his apartment, on a floor he never visited. Detectives began to question what exactly happened in those 32 seconds between the elevator's descent and Ethan's disappearance. The lead elevator engineer, Mark Talbot, found something chilling. The elevator cables showed signs of stretching, as if the cabin had traveled far deeper than the actual shaft allowed. When he attempted to replicate the incident manually, the elevator refused to go lower than the basement. But the system logs told a different story. At 11:48 p.m., the elevator recorded traveling to an unregistered depth. Mark later told investigators he heard faint tapping sounds from below the shaft, rhythmic and slow, like someone signaling for help. But no one could verify the source, and the building was evacuated temporarily. When investigators reviewed Ethan's security card logs, they discovered something impossible. His card was scanned at the building's entrance 3 minutes after he had disappeared on floor 0. But the camera at the entrance showed nobody entering the building during that time. The log was real, time-stamped, and verified, but the footage showed only an empty lobby. Even stranger, the temperature sensors in the elevator recorded a sudden drop of 12 degrees Celsius at the exact moment Ethan stepped out. Detectives began suspecting the case was far beyond a simple disappearance. It was as if Ethan had stepped out of reality and briefly tried to return. A neighbor on the 8th floor reported hearing someone knocking on her door around midnight. She said the voice sounded like Ethan's, calm, tired, asking quietly, "Can you help me? I can't find my floor." When she opened the door seconds later, the hallway was empty. Police dismissed her statement at first, but she insisted she recognized the voice. The hallway camera showed no one present during that time, yet her audio doorbell had recorded faint breathing. Experts enhanced the recording, revealing a whisper that sent chills through the entire team. "I'm not supposed to be here." Architectural experts were brought in to re-examine the building. While comparing old blueprints with digital records, they found a strange inconsistency. An early sketch showed a planned expansion below the basement, a restricted level meant for storage, that was later canceled during construction. But the space's outline still appeared faintly in the foundation scans, like an erased memory of a room that shouldn't exist. Ground-penetrating radar showed faint voids where concrete should have been solid. One expert theorized the level may have been partially built, sealed, then forgotten. But if so, how did Ethan reach it? 3 nights after Ethan's disappearance, the elevator malfunctioned again at 2:13 a.m. This time, the cabin initiated the same descent without any passengers inside. CCTV showed the doors closing on an empty cabin, the lights flickering, and the panel switching to floor 0. The elevator remained there for 7 minutes before returning to the lobby. When the doors opened, a fine layer of dust covered the floor, dust that did not match any material in the building. Forensic analysis revealed traces of old concrete, rust, and something organic that couldn't be identified. When authorities examined the basement level after the second incident, they found faint footprints leading toward the maintenance door, footprints that didn't match Ethan's shoes. The prints were wider, deeper, and appeared to belong to someone barefoot. They stopped abruptly at a concrete wall, as if the person had walked straight into it. Thermal scans showed a residual heat pattern embedded in the wall, shaped vaguely like a human figure. Whatever had left the footprints was recent and warm. A week later, Ethan's voicemail inbox unexpectedly received a new message from his number. The call lasted only 6 seconds. In the recording, heavy breathing could be heard, followed by a metallic echo, like someone standing in a hollow chamber. Then Ethan's voice whispered, distant and trembling, "I found the stairs, but they don't lead up." After that, only silence. Phone records confirmed the message originated from inside the building, though his phone had never been found. Engineers drilled into the foundation at the suspected location of the erased level. To their shock, they uncovered a narrow shaft sealed with aged steel, far older than the building itself. Inside the shaft was a steep staircase spiraling downward into darkness. The air that escaped smelled ancient, metallic, and strangely cold. The stairs continued much deeper than the building's structure allowed. It was as if something had been built there long before the apartment tower existed.
Deep in the shaft, investigators found a torn sheet of paper lodged between two steps. The handwriting matched Ethan's. The note read, "I'm still on floor 0, but the hallways keep changing. Doors appear and disappear. There's someone else here. He follows me, but he doesn't walk." The ink seemed smeared, as if written in panic. Forensics confirmed the paper was from Ethan's apartment notepad, missing since the night he vanished. A special team descended further into the shaft. Their body cameras recorded hallways that seemed to shift subtly, angles changing, corners stretching unnaturally, lights flickering in slow pulses. At one point, the team reached a door identical to those in the building's upper floors, but behind it was only a blank, concrete void. The deeper they went, the more distorted the environment became, as if the space itself was unstable or alive. At 3:12 a.m., all body cams malfunctioned simultaneously. Before going dark, they captured a single frame, a blurred figure standing behind the team, tall, pale, featureless. The figure stood completely still, yet its shadow stretched across the hall like a long-reaching arm. When the cams rebooted 2 minutes later, the team was gone. The hallway was empty. Their radios crackled once with a faint voice repeating, "He's still here. Stay out of the elevators." 2 days later, the elevator activated on its own once again. This time, it showed no floor numbers at all, only a single dash on the display. The descent lasted nearly 4 minutes. When the doors reopened at the lobby, something lay on the floor. Ethan's apartment key, bent nearly in half. The metal showed signs of extreme pressure, as if crushed by something far stronger than human hands. Investigators sealed the elevator permanently. 1 month later, at 1:47 a.m., Ethan's mother received a call from her son's number. She answered immediately. For 10 seconds, there was only breathing slow, distant, and echoing like someone trapped in a large empty chamber. Then Ethan's voice whispered, "Mom, don't let them open the floor again." Before she could respond, the call ended. The signal was traced, not to the building, not to any phone tower, but to coordinates beneath the city, 42 meters underground, in a space no map recognizes. Ethan was gone, but something beneath the building wasn't finished.